Barcelona do it to themselves again. Barcelona win on the night 2-1, but lose on aggregate 3-2 to Atleti. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get straight into it because this was a very intense game. It was very entertaining as a neutral fan. Although there are the rivals, I just wanted to watch it as a neutral fan, and this game was very, very entertaining. Lamine getting his goal from athletic mistake, very good, well taken goal by Lamine Yamal, and then right after Ferran getting his goal, very well taken goal by Ferran, very, very good finish. He scored in the weekend, so he probably has that built-in confidence. He hasn't had the best of weeks and months, but he gets his very good goal, and at this time it would be 2-0. It was 2-0. Ferran scores, and you were thinking remontada. They are on it. Remontada is happening. But again, the high line by Barcelona. Atleti have some of the players they have some of the best players to take advantage of this high line because Llorente is quick, Juliano is quick, Lukman is quick, Antoine Griezmann can find the passes, Julian Alvarez is quick, and he can find the passes. Like this is a team that's very well developed, and that they've played Barca enough that they know how to attack. They know the timing of it. They know the timing of the run so well because they've played Barca so much. And then Marcos Llorente today was outstanding. He was class. He was everywhere. He was defending. He was attacking. Marcos Llorente today was outstanding. He was. I would say that he was my man of the match. I think he was very, very good. He's definitely my man of the match, and maybe even the Athletic goalkeeper who stopped the couple right. But Marcos Llorente defending, attacking, controlling, physically taking care of they all everywhere. Marcos Llorente was amazing today. And then 2-1. And you just thought Barcelona still have time. They still have the whole second half to attack. But some of the Barcelona players were just not show they didn't show up to the occasion. The first person I really want to talk about, and it's not the first time that he's done this because he did this in the first leg. And in the last Champions League, I remember talking about it as well. Pedri. Pedri had a terrible game. He had a terrible game in the first leg and the first half, and then today in the first half, and in the second half, right? Pedri was so bad. The amount of passes he was misplacing, the amount of slow timing of passes he was doing. Pedri defensively as well. He wasn't winning that many balls. Pedri was very, very. I don't care what you guys say. I don't care if you guys say he had a all right second half because he had an all right second half. But over the course of both legs, over the course of this entire game, in general, Pedri was very, very bad. He was the amount of passes he misplaced, or the amount of time he just passed to the sides. It was not the first time as well. Last season against Inter, I said it multiple times that Frankie was the best midfielder that in those legs against Inter. Frankie was on it both legs against Inter last season. But this season and last season, it showed again. Pedri had a terrible, terrible game. He was struggling to take players on. He was taking an extra touch on the ball when he should have passed. He was misplacing passes. He kept passing backwards. And another season where Pedri in the Champions League night had a terrible game. Another guy that I just can't stand. I'm a neutral fan. I'm a Barca hater, but I just can't stand this play watching him play because I just don't understand how Dani Olmo is starting for Barcelona. I just don't understand it. I thought Fermin would go on the 10, Rashford on the left, or Ferran, or just Dani Olmo. I know he got the assist for the Ferran goal, but he just doesn't. The amount of times I watch him get on the ball and just make the wrong decision, or get on the ball and misplace a pass, or get on the ball and take a terrible shot. Like it's not like Danny Olmo is putting up numbers. No, so when he's not putting up numbers, he has to put up performances, and I just don't see it in Danny Olmo. This guy cost them 60 million, and I hate watching him. Like I hate watch Barca most of the time. Not this game because I don't like Atleti either. Right? I don't like both of them, so I just watch it as a neutral fan. But when I watch Dani Olmo play in any team, whether it's national team, whether it's Barcelona, although I hate watch them, I just hate watching Dani Olmo. Like I don't see what he's good at. He's not the best finisher. He's not the best line breaking passer. He's not the most creative 10. He's not like a goal scoring 10. He's not an 8. He's not a 6. I just I hate watch. Imagine that you hate watch a team, but you still dislike a player that they have that plays for them. Sometimes you're happy that a bad player plays for a team because they're gonna make the team go worse, right? They're gonna make the team lose. But I just don't like watching Dani Olmo. I don't see it in Dani Olmo. I don't see it at all. And I think he was another player that was very bad. I think Fermin had a clear chance by Lamine Yamal, and I think Lamine Yamal was the player that was carrying Barcelona. He was creating chances. He was taking on players. He was making plays. He was trying his best. I think Lamine Yamal, he was getting triple team, but he still tried and he still created. He still put in chances. Fermin, clear chance. There was another chance. I think it was to Dani Olmo. He put in a couple to Dani Olmo actually. And again, Lamine Yamal, I personally think he was let down by his teammates. Pedri off game, not even an off game. I just think Champions League nights for Pedri, it just gets to him kind of. Pedri bad game, Dani Olmo bad game. I think Fermin had a bad game. Jules Koundé, terrible game. Eric Garcia, very bad game. I think Gerard Martin had a very good game. He had a very good blocks multiple times, and I think Gerard Martin was probably the best defender they had this game. But Eric Garcia, terrible game. Joao Cancelo, going forward, he didn't really do much defensively. He didn't really do much this game. I think he had a very bad game. Then you go to the midfield again. Pedri, very bad game. Olmo, very bad game. I think is it? Again, for me, I thought he had a bad game. I think Ferran Lamine were all right. I think Lamine was the best player in Barcelona today. But they did it again. And I know I'm talking about Barcelona a lot, so let me just move on to Atleti, who I think they set up very well. Because when you look at Atleti, some of their strongest positions is out wide. Llorente could play out, whether he's playing centrally or out wide. Out wide, he's very dangerous. Simeone, like I said, dangerous and fast. Lookman, very dangerous and fast. Ruggieri, very dangerous going forward and defensively. He's very good as well. Then Julian Alvarez, Griezmann, I think they set up very well, and I know they conceded both goals, right? And I think they were both mistakes that a certain Lenglet just on the face of it again. I think Lenglet, I just don't know why Lenglet starts these type of games no more because I've never seen, I don't never thought he was good. He's always has clear mistakes in him. Lenglet always has clear mistakes in him, and he just keeps playing. I don't know how, but I think two of the goals were probably his to a certain extent were his fault, and they just stayed through. Lookman again, going, coming. And that's the thing, right? Because Atleti knows the timing of Barcelona's defense so well. Atleti time it very well. They know when to run. They know how to make the runs. Marco Llorente knows how to do it. Juliano knows how to do it. Lookman knows when to hit the runs. Griezmann knows when to find the passes. Julian Alvarez as well. And the man himself soars off on it again. In the first leg, he scores. And in this second leg, he causes another Barcelona red card. And I think it was a red card. He was one on goal. And some of these Barca fans, right? Some of these Barca fans saying that Fermin getting hit in the head should be a penalty. And then they're saying this shouldn't be a red card. And I just don't understand it. My brother's a Barca fan. And he knows that both games were red cards, and he knows that Fermin's wasn't a penalty. Because my brother actually understands how the game works. But some of these online Barca fans complaining about these plays, it's a clear red card. Some of them are saying Koundé was right there. Koundé was mouse off of it before Sorslow was on the ground. And clear red card. And Barcelona do it to themselves again. Red card when it was still like 20 minutes to go. They had like 20 to 15 minutes to go to the end of the game and just got another red card. And it's one of those things that I've talked about for some time, right? I've talked about the highline, but I think to an extent it's improved a little bit, right? But the defenders they have, Jules Koundé, I just don't see it in him. I just don't see it in him at right back. At center back, I haven't seen him. We haven't seen him there in like 2 3 years. And then Eric Garcia, and then Paco Garcia is young. Gerard Martin is young. Cancelo is known for attacking, and their defense again a liability. That is their defense is a liability. Joan Garcia blocked a couple actually. I think he blocked one from Julian Alvarez at one point. He had some good, but chances blocks, right? But Barcelona, they do it to themselves again. So, and I won't look. I don't really like them, but I give big shout out to Simeone. Big shout out to, I already talked about him, Marco Llorente. I think Julian Alvarez had a very good game. Koke, I think he's very underrated. I think he's had a couple of good games as well. But again, Atleti will face the winner of Sporting Arsenal. And whether it's Sporting, whether it's Arsenal, I think Atleti now, with the confidence they have, with the Wanda Metropolitano, with the players and quality they have, they have Simeone, they have Lookman, Griezmann, Julian Alvarez, Sorsloth, and whether they play Sporting or they play Arsenal, I think they go through to the final. I don't want to give my predictions out too soon, right? But I think Atleti might be able to pull it off and get to the final because even when you look at Arsenal, some of their best attacks are out wide. They play out wide a lot. A lot of they don't build up through the midfield a lot. And like I said, out wide is where Atletico Madrid thrive. They thrive out wide. Simeone, Llorente, with Lookman, Ruggieri. They thrive. They have they have Gonzalez. They have Baena. They thrive out wide, and I just think they have the capabilities and the type of strikers to be Arsenal and Sporting, and I just think they might do get to the final. I said it in my prediction video. I had Barcelona go through, but I said, but Atleti could just have something in them right now. I posted on TikTok as well. There's just a weird feeling that I have about Atleti this season. Do I think they're gonna win it? No, but I just think there's something around them, right? Ever since January for onward, after the signing of Lookman, after they have Champions League football, right? They're gonna be top five. La Liga, I'm pretty sure is gonna get the fifth spot. They're gonna be in Champions League no matter what. So they're not even worried about the league. They're playing all their substitutes in the league. Shout out to my guy Obed Vargas who's playing week in week out right now. But Atleti just are literally focused on the final this weekend, and they're focused on Champions League. Because La Liga, they genuinely don't really care about because they're qualified to Champions League already, pretty much. And they're focused on the final. And after the final, they're genuinely going to have their full focus on Champions League. They're going to keep resting their players. And with the likes of Sporting, with the likes of Arsenal, they have to play every game like it's a final. In the Prem, Arsenal have to play every game like it's a final. Sporting is up there in his Portuguese league. I'm pretty sure they're up there fighting for it as well. But let's say they get Arsenal right, even though they're not my prediction. Arsenal have to play every week, every game like it's a final. They literally have to play every Premier League game like it's a final. And then they're going to have to play in the Champions League as well, where Athletic is only focusing on the Champions League after they play this weekend. So it's going to be interesting. Athletic knock out Barcelona. And they played a very good game, right? Athletic played very good both legs, right? But you can't miss that Barcelona do it to themselves again. They sabotage themselves. They literally sabotage themselves in both legs. Because that first leg, Barcelona was doing very well up until the red card. The red card happened. They scored off the free kick, and that's where everything started, right? And I think they were playing very well that first half. It was at the Camp Nou. They hadn't lost in the Camp Nou. And then again, do it to themselves again. The high line and then the red card when they had so much time to keep going and trying to score the game. They do it to themselves again. Atleti go through. Atleti go through. But Barcelona, you can't put to the side that Barcelona, and the way I see it is that Barcelona did it to themselves again.